It's been a summer filled with very average movies, which is why I've given out more C grades than any other. And if there was ever a film that defined average, kind of funny, kind of clever, while at the same time kind of dumb and kind of predictable, it's Zookeeper.
What's that?
Kevin James and Adam Sandler team up again for another summer comedy. Thankfully, this one is more family-friendly and has more laughs than last year's embarrassing grown-ups. James plays Griffin, a zookeeper at the Franklin Park Zoo in Boston. In the opening scene, his girlfriend dumps him after he proposed to her, mainly because he's a zookeeper, which is not the kind of guy she wants. Fast forward 5 years, and Griffin is now head zookeeper, and Stephanie, his old girlfriend, re-enters his life. Griffin's brother thinks if he takes a job at his car dealership, he can win her back. But the animals have a different idea. Their plan is to teach Griffin how they win over mates so he can use their advice to get Stephanie back. And they don't want to lose Griffin because he's nice to them. To get Griffin's attention, they have to break the animal code and talk to him. Initially, he freaks out, but then he starts following their suggestions, which doesn't always work out. A film about a zookeeper is somewhat unique, but the rest of the story is very familiar. You can see everything coming from miles away. Specifically, it's quite similar to James's 2009 comedy, Paul Blart Mall Cop, which I really liked. A guy trying to get the girl who's also devoted to his job. That movie worked better because the script was much funnier and the focus was on the main character throughout. In Zookeeper, the animals and supporting characters get too much screen time. Now for the positives, the voices of the animals are perfectly cast. Sylvester Stallone plays the lion who thinks he knows it all. Cher plays his wife, who's the more sensible of the two. Nick Nolte does the voice of Bernie the gorilla. He and Griffin develop a very close friendship. And Sandler voices the monkey, who has all the best lines. I never thought I'd ever say this as a critic, but the monkey needed more lines. And he's the same monkey who appeared in Night at the Museum, the most recent Indiana Jones film, and the 2 Hangover movies. Many of the other animals in Zookeeper are veterans of the silver screen. The animated mouthwork isn't the greatest, and a few of the scenes go on a bit too long, but overall the animals hold their own. Rosario Dawson, Leslie Bibb, Donnie Wahlberg, and Ken Jeong are also part of the live-action cast. Their performances are just okay. James's Griffin is likable, but he's also a goofball, so I didn't really care if he ended up happy at the end or not. On the plus side, there aren't as many slapstick or gross-out scenes as you'd expect from a Sandler production. There is a message about the importance of being kind to animals, but also a subplot in which a worker at the zoo tortures the gorilla. Zookeeper is rated PG for brief adult language and the slightly mean tone. It's good for kids 8 and up. Little ones will enjoy the animals, but will have no interest in the romantic storyline, and adults will likely feel the same way. On the official Kid Critic report card, Zookeeper gets a C. It's the ultimate summer of 2011 C movie. James and Sandler have announced they're getting back together for 2012's Hotel Transylvania, an animated movie about Count Dracula. They'll voice a few of the characters, but aren't producing or writing. That means it's got a chance to be much better than Zookeeper. I'm Lights Camera Jackson, your Kid Critic.